I absolutely love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's one of those nostalgic brands that I'm never going to be over. And as far as I'm concerned, the last film, the animated film, was great. But when we look at the live action output, the TMNT brand has been on a constant downward trend. And in this video, we're going to talk about the potential of the brand being dead in live action. So first up, we need to talk about what's going on with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brand, because it's alive, it's kicking, it's the big anniversary of the original film. Last year, I saw it with the cast of the film. It was an absolute honor. I got to meet a bunch of them, got to talk to Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. I had a wonderful time. That's actually a vlog I did on my other channel if you guys would like to check that out. But outside of that, I, as a huge TMNT fan, know that the brand is struggling. It's alive because older people and nostalgia is keeping it alive, but decade over decade, we can see that younger fans are into it, but the numbers are going down. This has directly correlated with the franchise struggling on film. And when it comes to cartoons, it struggled. It struggled when it comes to video games. And the only real big success it's found is with The Last Ronin. Now, if you're not familiar with what that is, but I think you are, it was a gritty new story set in the original continuity. Just decades later, the Turtles are mostly dead, one of them is alive, and it is a dark, gritty, brutal world. The series since has evolved. They made a sequel. They've started to mine it for everything. I think that they've oversaturated it and made it less special by continuing to try to do the same thing over and over and telling spin-offs and prequels and things like that. That's my own personal feelings, though. If you don't feel like that, that's fine. And action figures based on TMNT from NECA have fallen in sale because of too much saturation. We get to the films, and well, the films are dead. So when it comes to the TMNT films, the biggest film of them all was the first Michael Bay Platinum Dunes produced reboot in the early 2010s. I personally thought that that film was kind of a mess. It wasn't really that great. It had a lot of issues, but I thought the sequel was far superior in every way. But what did the box office say? Well, it had about a 45% drop from the first to the second. Compound that with the TV series slowly starting to dwindle and target a younger audience, which makes sense. I'm not complaining, but the younger audience wasn't resonating with it and merch sales were dead. And then they reboot with Mutant Mayhem, and what happened there? It flopped. It's one of the biggest flops of this decade. And I love Mutant Mayhem, but I get it. I get why it flopped. So TMNT has proven that at the box office, they are struggling, and they are struggling hard. So what is going on? Why are they struggling? And how can they fix this? What can they do to fix this? Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot. There really isn't. I hate to say this as a diehard TMNT fan, but right now, people need to realize that the Mutant Ninja Turtles are in the same place that the Transformers are. And I fear next year's He-Man Masters of the Universe as well. As a diehard fan of all three of those, and those three are my absolute favorite childhood franchises of all time, I can admit that Transformers is dead. And they put out arguably a perfect Transformers film with Transformers 1. What happened with the other brands I mentioned? You know, what happened with the other one? Or I should say, what will happen with Masters of the Universe? Jared Leto as Skeletor. The film is costing $200 million. Who's that for? It's for me, a guy with a Masters of the Universe tattoo. It's for people in all the Masters of the Universe groups that I'm in, who are all in their late 30s or 40s or 50s. Children today do not resonate with these franchises. They got new stuff. They got Bluey and who knows who else that I'm not up to date, because why would I be, right? See, the problem is nostalgia can only carry you so far. And I get it. Some of you might be mad I'm saying this. People always get mad when I say things like this. But guys, nostalgia is not a fact. Just because you and I love it doesn't make it a fact. The fact is that The Last Ronin might bomb. And that will be the last you ever see of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in live action. So let's get into the last part of this video. Everybody is saying The Last Ronin is going to save TMNT. It's going to be big. Just like when it came to Superman, I've been seeing some numbers tossed about by analysts. And I can tell you that all these guys are my age or older, and they are blinded by nostalgia. I've seen people say Last Ronin, $500 million. I saw professional analysts say 475 to 575. We have nothing from that film. They are letting their emotion and their nostalgia cloud their vision. And that is sad. Because The Last Ronin is not going to be as big of a hit as they think. Now, if The Last Ronin is produced for 50, 60, 75 million dollars, I could see $200 million. A modest marketing budget, an R-rated brutal film, it will bring in a crowd. I could even say maybe 300 million. 600 million is out of the question. I'm sorry. If top-level superheroes like Superman are struggling to hit that, what do you think Ninja Turtles are going to do? And The Last Ronin, despite how much we TMNT fans love it, is a niche product. And it's going to need nostalgia and a heavy push on marketing to sell it. Now, you know what's going to be hard? To market an R-rated film to children to sell toys. Because Mutant Mayhem flopped, but guess what didn't? The toys. The Last Ronin is walking a fine line, and that fine line is, this is the last ditch effort for Ninja Turtles. It actually is. And where we are right now is a point for Ninja Turtles of no return. The next film they put out that's live action is make it or break it for the franchise. Animated, we don't need to worry about that. That's a different beast. But when and if The Last Ronin hits, and I think it will, all eyes will be on it. Because like Transformers 1, it needs to hit. And like the next live action Transformers, it needs to hit. Because if it doesn't, they've exhausted all possibilities, and the brand will be turtle soup. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our members section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.